Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be going over a demonstration run of Ocarina of Time, low A press any percent, which is just as the name sounds, beating the game in as few A presses as possible. So this run is going to look a lot like the normal any percent route, but with some modifications, so that certain tricks can work without pressing A or pressing a fewer amount of times. You might be wondering why I'm not streaming this, and it's because of how I'm sitting right now. You notice how I'm right next to the TV? I'm at basically a 1.5, and it's really not good for your vision. So I'm trying not to stream so I can focus very intently so that I don't have to reset runs. I was doing this for about 4 hours the other day, whether that was practicing because something kept failing or just doing runs, and my eyes were really buggy afterwards, and I haven't even looked at the TV really for a couple days just to be safe, because looking at CRTs for a long time obviously aren't good. Like, that's not a good thing to do. But also, the fact that I'm sitting off to the side gives me some sort of warped perception of how things look, and I don't think it's very good for you. So that's why I'm not streaming this. So just to show you here a little bit on the intro, one of the mechanics we're going to be using, also so I don't have to turn the light on above me, which I would have done if I was streaming. So one of the mechanics here is to go through text boxes. You can actually press A, B, or C up. Any of them will do the job. So here, of course, I'm going to be spamming with 2 buttons that aren't A. I'll do B and C up. Normally I'll do a triple mash here that looks like this. Hopefully you can see this okay. This is pretty important because we'll be using this a little bit later. In the shop here, where you buy items, we have to press A to talk to the person, but after that, we can actually use C up to confirm all of our purchases. Normally, you click on the item and then it says, do you want to buy this, yes or no? And you would think you have to press A, but C up works just like A in that circumstance. There are also some other text boxes. For example, when we come all the way over here later on the run, I'll have to clear some text boxes without pressing A, so I'll be using C up. One of the reasons I am so close to the TV is because I feel like you should show your controller when you do these runs that are, low whatever press, just, for prosperity. And people want to see the A press, I could sit behind the cam and you could hear the A press, but what's better than actually seeing it? I am going to try to, show the controller a lot during the run, and try not to use my right hand so you can just see the joystick movements, just because maybe that's interesting. But sometimes it's hard to grip it, especially because I have a very loose controller. Sometimes I'll be holding it under here so you can still see the joystick, etc. And I think I'm not blocking the video feed at all, which is good. So for example here, we're not gonna, jump off the railing. We're gonna do this. And this is one of the things where I'm off to the side of the TV, so it's a little bit hard to see things, but I can still make my way mostly. I'm not really gonna care about the speed of this run, just that I get everything, the first try. Because a lot of the tricks, if you fail them, retrying them is another A press, and I can't afford to press A any more times than the exact amount. This route ties the previous low A press, which used GIM. So pressing any A presses actually disqualifies the run, just in case you were wondering. Obviously, we're not going to beat this boulder here, so it's whatever. We used 2 A presses already, and we're going to use a 3rd one here. Hey, we got the lucky rupee, very cool. Yeah, it's very hard to see the TV when you're not looking directly at it. So my movement might be a bit off right now, but that's okay. Here, there are 3 invisible rupees which I need to get, and I'm gonna try this cool setup that I made to get them. Nice. So usually, you know, people will do backflips in certain ways to get those, but all I had to do was a nice little jump slash. We also have a lot of rupees right now, which is very nice. Let's see, does bridge clip work? Okay, I don't... what happened there? Did I just have no speed? Okay, something happened. I know that my up lefts are pretty bad, you know, I don't get very high values, but I didn't think I would have dropped it that much. So we got a lot of rupees, so we can actually skip the other invis rupee, which is nice. So now we're going to use some one A press over here to talk to the guy. And then from here on out, I'm just going to only press C up to show you. You can do all this stuff with just C up. It's pretty cool. Here I'm going to press B because I just like to do it fast. And we're going to press C down, and then another A press to equip the shield there. I'm going to use one A press to talk to Mito here. Now we're going to set up our heap a little bit. I don't like that angle, and just to be safe. What is going on exactly? Yeah, I don't know why. My left flick is really bad right now. So whatever. I'm surprised I can actually tell it was off, because like I said, I can't really see too well right now. So just gotta make sure you jump over that water. There's no way to skip a tile over there without a side hop as far as I'm aware. The normal route is 2 side hops, so at least it saves one. And those roots by the tree you can fall off of, which will ruin everything. Which obviously we don't like. Here is gonna be a new implementation. You notice I didn't roll, that's very important. 2 slashes here. Because we need the camera to be basically perpendicular to not continue to load the sign and have it repair itself. I'm gonna hope that cancel was okay. And now I made my own cue here, which I hope works. Nice. You can see the 1A press, very solid. I'm just being very safe with this. Okay, good. Okay, that is bad. And I'm gonna be using a super safe setup here. Oh my, that was kind of scary. I can't tell where I am. So I think it works here. I think here's an okay spot. I never really do the easy setup, but hopefully it's not too bad. So if everything worked out, that should have been perfect, and I go to the credits. I'm not gonna press A here. I did this on one run, and that was very sad. And there it is. First try, off stream. So there is the low A press any percent. I think it was 11 presses. I'll recount it, of course, just to make sure. But there should have been 1, the crawl space to get into the sword chest, equipping sword, leaving the maze that has the sword, then talking to the shopkeeper, after the shopkeeper talking to Mido, then the crawl space by the sign, talking to the sign, picking up the rock. I missed a few. Oh yeah, there's equipping a shield, and I missed something else, but I think it's 11, right? Maybe it's 10, who knows? I'm not good at counting. So normally I do this by pressing A, but now I'm gonna be doing this by pressing C up. There we go. Okay. Not too hot. Nice. That's a good one. Oops. This is the lowest C up challenge. Because if you get it, then you don't have to press it a second time. I guess you could wait till the text box is full, but that's not fun. I usually press A on this, and it's, you know, it's a different feel. The button pads are different. Let's see, which A press am I missing? I'll figure it out. There's no one to even tell me because, you know, this is just a recording. That was good. Right? Did you see that? That was perfect. What did I miss? Let me count it again. Into the sword maze, sword. Equipping sword, exiting sword maze. Then you get some rupees and stuff. There's no A presses anywhere there. Then you talk to the shopkeeper. Then you leave the shopkeeper, talk to Mido, and then you do the heap setup. This doesn't require any A presses. Oh, I know what it is. The side hop across the water. Because like I said in the run, you have to do one side hop. Then you enter the crawl space by the sign. Then you talk to the sign. I missed one. I missed the shield equip again. And that because the 10th one was picking up the rock. And then the 11th is equipping the shield. Which for some reason I just always forget. So I'm going to go in chronological order here. It's going to be entering the sword maze via the crawl space. Opening the chest with the sword. Equipping the sword. Leaving the sword maze via the crawl space. Then talking to the shopkeeper. Then equipping shield. Then talking to Mido. Then entering the crawl space by the maze. Then reading the sign by the maze after throwing the nut. Then picking up. I missed it again. Okay, I'm gonna get this in chronological order. It's before the credits end, I'm telling you. First thing, enter the sword maze via the crawl space. Open the chest with the sword. Equip the sword. Leave the sword maze via the crawl space. talk to the shopkeeper, equip the shield, talk to Mito, jump across the gap with a side hop to get across the water, because you soft lock if you land in water, essentially. Or no, you don't soft. I'm an idiot. Because you lose return A. Why do they say soft lock? And then you enter the crawl space by the sword maze. Then you read the sign by the sword maze, and then you pick up the rock. So those are the 11 A presses. I knew it was 11. I counted to 10, I don't know, 3 times just then, but I knew it was 11. It had to be. And we're coming up to a really cool part of the credits, just as everything finished. Here it is. You know, some runs skip this ring of fire right here, and they must just be so sad. Because this is super cool. So I was doing this run months ago, but one of the things I actually was doing incorrectly was, you know, near the end of the run before you pick up the rock, when you read the sign, you have to leave that area without the sign repairing itself. And one of the things I was doing unintentionally was I was trying to save A presses, so I was back walking through, you know, where the bushes are to get out. And then I was doing the SRM and everything, and I would notice I would walk into the house and nothing would happen. And that's because as I was walking away from the sign, it was repairing itself, and then I would unload it. So the new setup that I created there was I do the 2 spin slashes so that instead of looking at the sign, I'm looking perpendicular to the sign. Just like how the normal any percent run does it, but, you know, from the other direction. So that when you walk, when the sign is here and you walk perpendicular away from it, or I guess it's the same away, but you're walking sideways, so when you walk away from it sideways and you're looking this way, you actually unload the sign. So the sign never repairs because you didn't get a certain distance away for it to repair itself. And that was one of the things that it kind of made me sad, because I kept doing that run and, you know, I kind of just did it spur of the moment. I was like, I'm gonna do this run, it sounds cool, and it kept failing. And I knew why it was failing, because other people had had issues with that sign when they tried to run any percent. So I knew that's what the problem was, and then I used the practice ROM, and I used the scene viewer, the Explorer, my bad, to see what is happening there as I'm back walking away, and I could see it repairing itself. So then I created this setup, and I created a rock pickup setup, and it's really cool that I got this to work. And I only had to do 1 try, so my eyes are going to be okay. I don't have bad eyes by any means, but I really try to take care of certain parts of the body, you know, like your eyes. You know, they go bad at some point, and I know I'll probably have to get glasses at some point in my lifetime, because a lot of people in my family have them, and, you know, my eyes have already gotten worse. I used to have 2013 vision, which means something 20 feet away, you could see it as if it's 13 feet away. And I'm sure I'm nowhere near that anymore. But, you know, I don't want to make them worse and worse and worse by doing, you know, things like this where you're staring next to a TV. It's just not good. So, I'm glad that I got it first try, so that I can turn off the TV and walk away. I don't even know how many days ago I was doing this, but I just decided, you know, like, I'm not going to look at the TV for a few days, or a couple days, I don't know how long ago it was, just so that my eyes get a much needed rest. You know, because, you know, people that play video games all day, I don't do it all day because I work now, but, you know, your eyes get impaired, and it's good to keep them healthy in some ways by making them not as bad. So yeah, this is the Ocarina of Time any percent low A press, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope enough of the screen was visible, and I hope people could see the presses on the A button. I know I wasn't turning the joystick as I was doing things because I could fail them very easily with, you know, just I'm not used to holding the controller like this. I know some people when they mash, they do like some weird, you know, like thing, but I've never done that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video.